episode 28. 28. I got the number right this time.
2828.
I'm Aaron,
I'm Josh.
and it's the comic book cover. Hopefully some people have been watching Daredevil.
Hopefully, if you haven't, you're missing out.
No crap, you're missing out. That's probably one of the coolest, it's definitely one of the coolest superhero shows ever, if not the.
I was about to say, if not the, it'd be pretty close. I can think of one other show that be the tie-up.
Bernthal is Frank Castle. He deserves an award for that, because the way they even fleshed him out.
Yeah.
The way they did the origin, it's very well done. I've got 2 episodes left, and I'm kind of mad.
Oh man, I haven't had a chance to binge watch it. I'm on the 4th episode, so
It's like crack. Just saying. This is an awesome week, though, because we got, of course,
Batman vs Superman.
man, I'm stoked. This is, to me, is a huge, this is my little kid thing from when I was a kid watching the Christopher Reeves movies. Like, oh man, if they'd only do one with Batman. They did Batman in '89. It's like, now they need them both together. So I've been waiting for this movie since 1989.
A lot of us have.
It's a very long time to wait for a movie, and the other cool thing is not just Batman and Superman in the same movie, but Wonder Woman is finally getting her own movie.
What about Aquaman? This is gonna be the first time we see Aquaman on the big screen, right?
I can't knock Aquaman anymore. I mean, I used to, but I can't anymore. I can still knock Namor, but I can't Aquaman. Because Namor is kind of a douche. But, man, I'll even give Namor a little credit for the whole Tom Runs Out story, but that's a whole nother thing. Anyway, there's lots of cool stuff coming up. We got the Flash Supergirl crossover coming up Monday, and then new Flash episodes, Arrow, on and on. There's so much cool comic stuff coming out. You should stay tuned. Actually, the Kevin Smith Flash episode is the one that's going to be on. So, Kevin Smith directing a Flash episode. You know what a feature comic is?
Wonder Woman number 50.
It's about time Wonder Woman's been the feature comic. I've meant to do it before, but it seemed like this was the most fitting because I could do Batman and Superman. I talk about them all the time.
Batman's going to be a big one, but I do agree with Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman, this is the first time she's been in a movie. Plus, I've said it before, I'll say it again. The most solid comic since the New 52 has been Wonder Woman. And Superman and Batman are my favorites, but, it's just a fact. There's been times and there's been lulls in their comics.
Yeah, even with it being picked up by Meredith and David Finch, it really didn't miss a beat.
No.
And that's
something,
impressive.
because Brian Azzarello is a hard act to follow, especially the team of Azzarello and
Cliff
Chang.
Chang, yeah.
So, much thumbs up to Meredith Finch and David Finch for doing such a great job on that comic. There's been so much going on. We've seen her go through Firstborn. We've seen her become the God of War because of Ares Dawn. We've seen betrayal with Hera and then them becoming friends with Hera. And now Ares is back. And
Ares is back. We got a few of them
Apollo's
back.
back.
Apollo's back.
So what's going to happen with her being the God of War? At this time, she still is the God of War, but a lot of people have problems with that, like the Goddess of Peace. Totally threw that out of whack. Plus, you've got baby Zeke that is like the reincarnation, I guess, of Zeus. And there's something's gone on with him. There's question is Hera in on it?
It's question whether or not it's whether she's in on it or if she's trying to prevent him from being saved.
Yeah.
Because what that might mean.
For her.
For her, yeah.
Plus, and then Wonder Woman's having to be secretive, and she's been close with Hera. There's so many things going on with this comic, it just pulls you right in. So this is why number 50 of Wonder Woman is the featured comic this week. Batman definitely could have been up there.
Easily.
Grayson's been a great comic. All different Avengers could have been up there. But the thing is, Wonder Woman
deserves it.
Deserves it the most. So check out Wonder Woman number 50. Plus, I'm sure things are going to get even cooler the closer we get to Rebirth, and especially following Rebirth. She's in a movie now. Moving on. Marvel Comics. All new, all different Avengers number 7. Vision.
Yeah.
What the hell, man?
Yeah. I was actually glad to see that he wasn't really going to corrupt. He was actually being controlled.
Yeah. It was a thing that we saw coming if you were reading, but at the same time, it was just like, man, it did help out a lot that he was just corrupted.
Yeah.
Because that would have been disappointing. I mean, his whole existence was based on being the antithesis of Ultron.
Exactly.
So, and of course, Nova and Miss Marvel were the ones that were manipulated the most, but it looks like they're probably going to be the ones that really save the day.
And yeah,
At the end of the day. Probably Miles Morales will play a big part in that too. I do really like this comic. I've been critical of it, but at the same time, I like what Mark Waid's doing with it. I love the art. I love the covers.
the art is great. I love the art. Andy Kubert.
And Mohamed Ezra, I'm not going to butcher the
Yeah,
guy's
no.
name, but he did a great job on Supergirl in the New 52. Then we have all new Hawkeye number 5. We have Angela Queen of Hell number 6, Carnage number 6, Contest of Champions number 6, Maestro wins, Howling Commandos number 6, and of course Hyperion number 1, Marvel Universe's Superman.
Yeah, and they're really kind of building on that right now with all new, all different. I noticed you got the Squadron Supreme, their own book, and then in addition to that, they gave Hyperion and Nighthawk. It's Nighthawk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Their own series. Nighthawks is coming up in
Nighthawk.
in May.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're basically kind of like Marvel's version of the Justice League, and then Superman, Nighthawk, obviously Batman.
Yeah. It's funny because you get a lot of slams from certain groups about Superman and stuff. But it's like, what about Hyperion? He's overpowered.
I think it's kind of cool though.
Oh, it is definitely cool.
I do like Squadron Supreme.
I haven't read any of it, but I vaguely follow it. It's enough that makes me want to read it, but I just get too much stuff.
Right.
One I read, I at least got to read number 1 of this, Infinity Entity, number 3 of 4, which is Jim Starlin, and that was actually a really good comic. You didn't even have to read the stuff that he did before to really be able to jump into that. Like, Adam Warlock doesn't even know who he is. He just kind of wakes up like, what the heck happened? So he goes back, and he ends up going so far back as like the original Avengers. Like Iron Man's even got the old outfit and stuff. Nobody knows who he
on
is.
the cover, the old school style, the retro style Avengers.
Yeah.
Which was intriguing.
Then he jumps forward and he ends up with the Guardians of the Galaxy after at some point that they worked together. And at least they kind of knew who he was, but it was a totally, it was the past still for him.
Yeah.
Which future and present, it's all kind of blurry with Adam Warlock. But he's an interesting character, a big part of the Infinity Stones, and Thanos. Thanos, I know, is issue 2, which I haven't got to read yet. And 3 came out today, or tomorrow. Well, today. Depends on when you're watching this. But, yeah, 3, and then it's like a weekly, so next week will be 4 to be done. Jim Starlin's classic. He's done a lot of great Batman, Black Panther, and on and on. You can't go wrong with Jim Starlin. I loved his Hulk Thanos thing. It was really good, too. Marvel Universe Guardians of the Galaxy, number 6. New Avengers, number 8. Also tie into the...
Avenger Standoff.
Yeah, Sunspot's the leader of that. I haven't got to read that, but I always thought it was cool that Sunspot's still around.
Yeah.
I liked him from the X-Force New Mutants days. Obi-Wan and Anakin, number 3 of 5. Patsy Walker, a.k.a. Hellcat, number 4. I saw that there's a rumor that in the next Jessica Jones Season 2, she's going to become Hellcat. Still not sure I'm going to watch it, but, because I'm getting a Luke Cage series. Why would I want to watch Jessica Jones?
Right. I mean, that was the whole reason we watched
That was
Jessica
another thing
Jones,
we didn't
right?
talk about. The trailer for Luke Cage got released. I cannot wait. Sweet Christmas.
It's a great month.
I know. Of course, we got to wait till September on Cage, but whatever. I'll wait because I don't have a choice. Star Wars number 17. Han takes Luke out to fly the Falcon with him. Meanwhile, Leia and a few of her friends have troubles of their own. The Rebel prison base is under siege.
Yeah, Darth Vader sent out some bounty hunters to get Dr. Aphra, dead or alive.
That's what happens when you team up with Darth Vader. I got no sympathy for Dr. Aphra.
No.
She's not
I
really
think
the nicest person in the world anyway.
the popularity she's gained, I would say she's probably going to come out of this alive, but it's pretty cool. And once again, Darth Vader and the Star Wars, both titles are tying in together.
Yeah, it's one of those things that it helps to read both. I know a lot of people are just like, Darth Vader's so awesome.
Oh
I just want
yeah,
to read his book.
Because when you read the last issue of Star Wars, at the end you see where the bounty hunters are infiltrating what ship are they on right now? Well, they're at the prison still, aren't they?
The prison, which
And-
supposedly nobody can get into.
Yeah,
Whenever somebody says nobody can get into this, I mean somebody's about to break into it.
Right. And then when you pick up with the next Darth Vader issue, you see where at the end of that he actually sent those bounty hunters out to get Dr. Aphra.
Totally Awesome Hulk number 4. I haven't been reading it, but it sounds interesting. Ultimates number 5. I just figured I'd talk about this one just because I'm trying to talk about different comics, not just the ones I read all the time. Beyond every universe, beyond the omniverse itself, beyond any limit mankind has ever known, there is only the outside. From here, the Ultimates can see into the true nature of all time and space, and learn the secrets of the all-new Marvel universe. The question is, what's out here seeing into them? It sounds like an interesting comic. I've heard a lot of people say that's the best Marvel comic. I have my doubts of that, but it does sound interesting.
That's quite a statement, considering.
Have you been reading it?
No, I haven't been reading it, and that's just because I already get so many books, especially from Marvel. Yes.
Ewing's right now, yeah. It's definitely, that makes it sound really interesting.
It does sound interesting.
But, I get a lot of comments. I'm not saying you shouldn't read it, because I'm saying, actually, maybe you should read it and tell me about it.
It has a great artist on it.
It does have, Rocafort. You can't go wrong with Rocafort. Uncanny X-Men number 5. I know you can talk about this one.
Yeah, that's a good book. I really like that. I guess this issue is going to be starting like the first part of the Apocalypse War. That's not necessarily. It is spanning across the X-Men titles, but I don't think that they're all like the same story. Each title is telling its own story.
That's cool.
Involving this. What's going on with this is Magneto and the rest of the group are going out and trying to protect different mutant healers, because the mutant healers have been targeted by this group that I guess are actually, we're coming to find out now, are involved with Apocalypse. Mm-hmm. They're kind of like his horsemen.
Oh, so he's always got to have a new set of horsemen, right?
Yeah, basically it's a group trying to eliminate the healers because the whole natural order of things is being disrupted.
He's big on that natural order.
Right.
Venom Space Knight number 5. I don't know what to tell you about this other than Deathlock has a pet panda. You look at the front cover. You're probably maybe even looking at it right now. I can't tell, but maybe. He has a pet panda. Just saying.
What the?
Yeah. X-Men, worst X-Men ever, number 2 of 5. I don't know. To me, this is just kind of redundant because X-Men's already about, like, awkward teenagers becoming X-Men, or at least mutants, and dealing with that. So maybe it's better than I'm giving it credit for, but it just seems redundant.
It could be a good read, just something fun to read, but I do agree with you. Seems redundant.
Yeah, it's just, But don't take my word for it. If it sounds interesting to you, pick it up. And we're moving on to Independence now. Boom Studios, Clause number 4 of 6. It seems like I even mentioned this last week because it was on the list, but it didn't come out. But now it has come out. Clause and Lady Dagmar's romantic and tragic past is revealed. So, Lady Dagmar, I'm assuming, is going to be Mrs. Claus.
And you could see that from the beginning.
Oh, yeah. It's just interesting, this take on Claus, because he's a little bit more of a butt kicker in this, than you would think when you just think of the fat guy that
sort
delivers.
of like a Robin Hood.
Yeah, he's
really.
more like a Robin Hood thing, which makes Santa Claus way more interesting. Of course, it's Grant Morrison, so it's kind of hard to go wrong with anything of his.
I think he could take any character.
Pretty much. He made Batmite interesting.
Lame they might be, and make him an interesting character.
Batmite's a perfect example. I don't like that character at all, but when I read it in his take on Batman, I was like, oh, that's actually pretty cool, because Batman's going crazy.
Yeah.
Zur-En-Arrh.
I remember that.
G.I. Joe Deviations number 1, one shot. Yet again, it's like IDW's What If.
Yeah, and it's really cool because I remember back in the day, I loved the What If, like the Marvel books, What If books. They were great because it really gets you thinking. What if this happened, and you actually get to see those stories unfold. So.
And this What If is Cobra already rules the planet. So G.I. Joe doesn't have the upper hand, which they usually do have the upper hand. So I guess the thing that maybe it's not as interesting to some people is G.I. Joe is usually has the upper hand. Listen, when Larry Hama's writing, he always makes Cobra it doesn't matter what G.I. Joe has in their favor. Cobra always manages to put them in a awkward spot.
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 56. You still reading that?
I'm not reading that, but that is, I believe, the first part to the Leatherhead story. If you're like me, grew up watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you probably had the action figure, and it's a really cool character. So that's kind of cool to see him come to the comic books, and I think it's the first time
Yeah.
that he's been in the comics.
It says meet a new mutant Weatherhead, and they're returning to the Technodrome too.
Yeah.
Image, I mean, scooting right along. And there's really only two that, I mean, they're all interesting, but two to mention. Birthright number 15, Joshua Williamson. I'm so far behind on this, but it was a really great comic. Joshua Williamson's awesome. I really think this is like his Walking Dead or something. Like, this will be the thing that really kind of puts him on the map.
I agree.
Of course, Nailbiter would be the one that I would probably lean towards the most.
Oh, wow, yeah.
But Birthright is the one that's, like, I think more accessible to anybody.
Right, right.
It's a great story. They should make a movie out of that for sure. And this is the end of a story arc, so the next issue would be a good jumping on point if you're thinking about jumping onto it. We also got Circuit Breaker number 1 of 5, Cry Havoc number 3, Dream Police number 8, Mirror number 2, Nowhere Man number 9, Eric Stevenson, and I've heard a lot about this one. This one sounds pretty interesting. He's done quite a few things, but Nowhere Man it's really kind of hard to explain, but it's got a whole lot of that 60s revolution in science, and it's kind of a Hickman-ish sort of thing, I guess. Outcast number 17. They got a show. I haven't seen any of the show.
Cinemax, did that start up already?
I think so, because I saw it was picked up for season 2 already.
I hate that they put it on Cinemax.
Yeah, I know.
really do.
The damage done. Megan has come to grips with the horror of what she did while possessed by a demon. There's a lot of demon possession.
That's where I left off. So
yeah?
that's been going on for a little while.
Yeah, well, you know, Hickman likes to really fill things out.
Yeah.
Not Hickman. Kirkman.
Kirkman.
They both have man at the end of their name. Pencilhead number 3 of 5, Ringside number 5, Snowfall number 2, Sons of the Devil number 6, and that one's another interesting one.
Yeah.
Stray Bullets, Sunshine and Roses number 13. I couldn't tell you anything about that comic. I've seen it a lot, but I couldn't tell you anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's doing pretty well if it's on the 13th issue.
Yeah. So, we're on to DC Comics. My favorite. Not the best. I mean, them and Marvel are pretty even, but it's my favorite because it's got Superman and Batman. And
Started
Wonder
out on
Woman.
DC.
Yeah. Art Ops number 6 by Vertigo. Then we have Batman 50. Batman's
Big
back.
issue. This is a
Batman's
huge.
back.
Yeah, Batman's back.
When I say Batman, I mean Bruce Wayne, not Gordon. But, you know, the Gordon thing's been interesting.
The Batman.
But this is probably the lull in Scott Snyder's run since he's been on Batman. It's just, it's interesting, but just not like, oh my god, interesting.
This issue.
This is oh my god, interesting.
Yeah, that exactly. And this issue, it's going to be a double-sized issue for one thing. For another, I read an interview with Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo, and they were talking about how in this one issue, it's pretty much going to touch on everything that they've done on their run on Batman, because the next issue is their last.
Yeah. So, plus you got Gordon and Bruce Wayne battling Mr. Bloom side by side, so that's pretty interesting too. Like Gordon in a bat suit next to Bruce Wayne in the bat suit. And yeah, it says here it's the extra size epic conclusion to Snyder and Capullo's
Super heavy.
Yeah, super heavy story. It's going to be interesting to see how they tie all the stuff that they've done together up at the end of this.
Yeah.
But it is a pretty thick issue. Batman and Robin Eternal number 25. This is the last issue, and this is the first video we've done.
Oh, it's not the last issue.
It's not. It's the next one's the last.
Next one's last issue.
They've been saying catastrophic conclusion for this one and the one before, so I guess like 3 parts of a conclusion to them.
The last one.
I was thinking it was going to be
26.
26.
It's
so
supposed to be a bigger
half
issue.
of 52, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, 26 will be the last one. But point is, we're here at the end of it. And this is actually the first video we've done, and I haven't been caught up on it. I didn't read last week's yet. So I don't know. I mean, you know,
It was good.
there's been so much stuff to go on in this comic book, and I talk about it every week because it's been that good of a comic book.
You're going to see a pretty big battle in this one.
Oh, yeah. I could tell that from the issue before. And the big thing is, what's going to happen with Harper Row?
And that is a huge question after the last issue, which you haven't read yet, but
I could tell it was building into something where she might end up being a villain.
it really puts that more into question.
Yeah, I
after
didn't.
the last
The
issue.
cover of this issue doesn't really help that question very much because she's kind of standing over Grayson and Cassandra Cain. And you know, she's definitely got reasons to be upset at Cassandra Cain. Not that it's totally.
I mean,
her
she
fault.
only killed her mother.
Yeah,
That's all.
yeah, just killed her mother. And these are special notes: Batman Year One hardcover book and DVD Blu-ray set. Those are always cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and there's quite a few of those coming out this week.
If I didn't already own both, I
I
would
know.
definitely be
That's the
picking it
bad
up.
thing about it. Cyborg number 9, which is one of those mini comics like I wish I jumped in on. Death of Superman hardcover book and DVD Blu-ray set. Yet another one that's really cool. Deathstroke number 16. Deathstroke versus the Red Hood. And he's still looking for his daughter, Rose.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's gone on with Jericho. He's just kind of...
Jericho kind of disappeared.
Yeah, and that was a little disappointing because I like that character from the Teen Titans days.
Yeah.
It's they've been doing a lot of cool stuff with this comic. It's definitely worthy of all the hype that it's been getting lately.
It
It's
most
about time
definitely is.
Deathstroke got some hype because his copycat's like the hugest thing ever in Marvel.
I know.
And
I
he
know.
even makes jokes about being a Deathstroke copycat. Grayson number 18. At last the spy stands alone now, an agent of multiple masters. Grayson must go rogue from them all, find the truth within the web of lies, and take down Spiral once and for all. This should be building towards the end of this whole Grayson thing.
Yeah, because we already know we're getting Nightwing number 1 as part of the rebirth. So
Yeah, and plus, it's just, you know, it's been a fun story, but I'm looking forward to Nightwing getting back. And I get a little tease of it in Titans on every time, which I love. That is one of DC's best comics. Harley Quinn number 6, speaking of, you know, hyped characters that are huge, this is DC's, you know, Harley Quinn can't do no wrong.
probably the top-selling comic book at DC.
Yeah, she's not Jason Aaron, but she still can't do no wrong. On Vertigo, Jacked number 5 of 6, which is another comic that I really would have loved to check out. And the writer Scott Humphreys, I think it was Scott Humphreys.
Scott Humphreys.
Yeah, I like the stuff he's done over at Marvel. JLA Earth 2 hardcover book and DVD Blu-ray set. The
Oh, that's a good book
Yeah,
and a
no.
movie. And once again, if I didn't own both,
I don't own the book, so I need to look into that.
that's surprising.
I
That's
know,
Grant
it's
Morrison.
Grant Morrison and Frank Quietly, the super team. Justice League 3001 number 10, Justice League Volume 1 Origins book and DVD Blu-ray set. The book's better than the movie.
The book's definitely better than the movie. The movie's okay.
The movie's pretty cool though. It's definitely worth
It's
watching.
good, especially with the the Batman vs Superman coming out. This is supposed to be the very first movie with like a DC universe, because we're gonna get the introduction of some of the Justice League. Check it out.
I think last week we got the Superman Batman Public Enemies that came out
Yeah.
last week.
Yeah.
That's like the best one. Last Gang in Town number 4 of 6 by Vertigo. Legend of Wonder Woman number 2 of 9.
Is that right?
I don't
I
know.
thought
It
it
might
was
be
on
a second
3.
print.
Yeah, maybe
His
they put
second
out a
print
second
came
print.
out. I forgot that. You know, every now and then I delete stuff and I delete too much stuff. Secret 6 number 12. I'm pretty sure Gail Simone's still writing that. Isn't
She's
she?
still writing it.
Gail Simone's on a roll today, leaving Megapolis.
Yeah.
I think we still have a few issues. You should check that out and get the graphic novel over there too.
Definitely check out the graphic novel. It's really good stuff.
Gail Simone's a great writer, and I unfortunately sold my whole Gail Simone Batgirl set. I'm still crying a little inside. But, you know, it's just one of those things. You get too many comics building up, you gotta do something. And when you get to that point and you're like, oh, something's gotta go, sometimes good stuff even goes. Suicide Squad Most Wanted Deadshot and Katana number 3 of 6. And this is one of mine and your favorite comics. Superman Lois and Clark number 6. Is this the end?
Oh my God, no, it's not the end. This is an ongoing
So
series.
they're going to continue. At first, it was just going to be 6 issues.
Well, no, they're continuing it because this is going to be tying in with the
Superman.
whole rebirth
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
too. And I think it was the last issue. Lois and Clark actually saw that newspaper article, that headline where Superman's identity had been
Yeah,
revealed.
and he
So,
was kind of weirded out by that. which
Yeah,
can't
they're
blame
just
him.
now discovering
And
that.
then even
so.
more that Lois is the one that gave it away.
So this actually takes place a little bit, not too far back. It's pretty close to present
And
time.
of course, last week's issue of Superman, which I haven't got to read yet, they come face to face. She actually ran into Bruno Mannheim, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
Because we hadn't seen him in the New 52. And anytime I heard Inner Gang mentioned, is like, where's Bruno?
Yeah,
So finally, when we get the pre-New 52 versions in this universe, we run into Bruno Mannheim. He was like, I don't know, especially from the Superman animated series, it was like one of those characters. If you're going to have Inner Gang, you got to have Mannheim. Teen Titans number 18. We Are Robin number 10. Wonder Woman, Gods and Mortals hardcover book and DVD Blu-ray set. And that's a George Perez story.
Yeah.
And the movie's really good,
The
too.
movie's awesome.
And also, Wonder Woman, War of the Gods trade paperback. Once again, George Perez. He did one of the, probably like the first really good series of Wonder Woman was George Perez.
Yeah.
And then when he left, it went into a great big lull until probably Greg Rucka came in.
Yeah.
So that was a long time. And then, after Rucka, you had a few really good ones like Alan Heinberg and a few people like that. Gail Simone's was okay. I really
George
like.
Perez, Rucka really stand out.
Yeah, Greg Rucka and
Brian
George Perez,
Azzarello.
and then Brian Azzarello.
Yeah.
Really. I like J. Michael Straczynski's Odyssey story, too, even though they changed the costume. Most people hated the costume. I even hated the costume, but the story was really good. But I would still say Perez and Rucka
Right.
are the guys. Oh, no. It's that time when you hear that thing.
Oh, yeah.
Comics from the vault.
And now, it's time for...
I'm Aaron and Josh back again.
Hey.
Comic from the vault. You know what we got this time? This is cool. And I picked this just because this is the week where the movie comes out.
It's awesome.
Super Team Family. It's got a Neil Adams cover, and he does a story in here. It's an 8.0, too.
Look at that.
I've actually read the
Good
story
looking
that's in
comic.
this. It's there's a collection, and we've got it at our library. It's like Neil Adams world. I think it's Neil Adams Batman. Just collects all
Okay.
this Batman stuff, and it's a world's finest story in this. But yeah, I mean, this, I don't know. To me, this is really cool because A, huge Neil Adams fan. B, it's Superman and Batman. Since their movie is coming out this week, I figured this would be the best time to showcase Super Team. And it's number 1. Super Team Family number 1.
That's pretty awesome. And that is a good looking book for the age.
It is a really good looking book. I found quite a few books like this in our warehouse that were like really good shape like that.
Yeah.
I've actually got, the next few episodes planned out, whereas lately I've been just kind of deciding that day. Like this time I'm thinking ahead. I was going to do one this week, and then I was like, no, we need to do Super Team. And next week I'll do a Jack Kirby one from DC. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. But yeah, Super Team Family, it's only $10, and that's actually pretty good for this.
It's number 1.
Yeah, and it's
Great condition.
Great condition. You can't go wrong with that. Like I said, Neil Adams again. Neil Adams. He's going to be doing at a convention here pretty soon too.
Yeah. In Lexington, he made an appearance, and then he's supposed to be doing another one.
Yeah, one of our customers is getting our Coming of Superman poster, and he's going to go get it signed by Neil Adams.
Oh.
Kind of jealous
I
of
need to
that.
send
Russ,
some comics off with
Russ, I want to see that poster when you get it signed.
him. Russ, hit me up before you go to that. I need to send a few comics off.
Yeah, I need to send a few comics your way. Good time to mention, once again, you get 5 or more titles here, you get 25% off and 10% off at the Money Tree.
Yep.
And I do believe, I guess this would be the last week we're going to be doing our buy one, get one half off on the DC graphic novels.
Come in while we still have it going on. We have a lot of good stuff out here.
Lots of good stuff.
Batman Year 1,
Kingdom Come.
Dark Knight Returns, Kingdom Come,
Killing Joke.
Arkham Asylum, Grant Morrison, great story.
Action Comics, Grant Morrison. Somebody's already bought All-Star Super.
Gotham City Sirens, Book 2.
Wonder Woman by Brian Azzarello.
Got Volume 1 and 2.
We got Green Lantern Rebirth by Jeff Johns. The Flash Rebirth by Jeff Johns.
Got some good stuff, folks.
Tons of good stuff here to choose from. Now is the time to come get some DC graphic novels.
Yep.
And still in our back issues, you can get those for 25% off right now, and 30% off if you get 3 or more. I mean, we got
That's
some
good
good deals.
stuff.
We got all kinds of deals. We're just tossing them out left and right because we got the good deals.
We have the good deals. We got the good deals.
We do. We
Come
do.
come in, save some money.
What else could we tell them before we go?
I think that pretty much got it all. We're gonna have some free Superman Batman number 1s.
Oh yeah, free.
The Jeff Loeb and Ed McGuinness. They're absolutely free. Come in and grab you one. It's promoting the new movie, obviously.
And this is my personal opinion. That was probably the best run of Superman and Batman.
Oh, it's awesome. Most definitely. At first, I had a hard time with the art, but man, look how far along Ed McGuinness is.
Yeah, when you look at Spider-Man Deadpool, he has come so far, and now I can't really knock it because you got to look at it at the time.
At the time, yeah.
That kind of style was still pretty big, but they're free. They're free, and there's a really cool animated movie you should check out. Like I said, if you even want the graphic novel and the movie, you can come here and
Come
order
here.
it.
We'll order it for you.
A Blu-ray DVD set with the graphic novel, Public Enemies, one of the best Superman Batman stories anybody's done. I will stand behind
I
that.
concur.
It's true. Just like Kurt Angle said, it's damn true. Anyway, I think we're going to wrap this up because I was really trying not to go 30 minutes and I'm afraid I'm too close. And I don't even want to listen to myself ramble on for 30 minutes. So why would you? See you guys next week. There'll be a lot of stuff coming out. This is a light week, but, you know, some cool stuff came out this week.
Absolutely.
So come down here to BME and check it out. Later, guys.
Peace.